Hello, my impatients. It is I, Andrew the Android Kowalski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. How art thou? I hope you will join and engage with me and come filing in momentarily. I hope you will come filing in. I'm just sharing this on social media at the moment. And I hope you will. We got Lou in the house, and we got TB, and we got Vitamin D. How art thou, guys? How art thou? Howdy. How art thou? So, Lou, tell me a little bit about you. You're new to these parts. I don't think I've seen you before. What's going on, Lou? What's going on in Andrew Land? Not a whole lot. A pretty boring day, quite frankly. I did do artwork with my mom, which I could go over. I could share the artwork I created yesterday and today. Anybody want me to do that while we load up? While we load up the inpatients? Sure, why not? Okay, let's go over the artwork. So we'll start with the ones from yesterday. So this one. I was going to compare my mom to Adolf Hitler. It's a comparison that makes you pay attention, but it's a sensitive topic. Don't do this. Instead, I'll do God and Satan. Not nearly as powerful of an image, but I don't want my account banned. My mother pretends to be Jesus Christ. She says she has good intentions, she's a loving mother, she has a halo over her head, but she's really two-faced. She's really the devil. And the next one. When I feel my mom is Satan, hell, I imagine there's going to be a court case and I put my parents behind bars for torture. They tortured me. They're monsters. And that's my parents behind bars in jail. The truth is, I'm delusional. It's scary when I get this way. My parents love me, not sadistic monsters. I am insane. And the last one, I used to have a warm and loving relationship with my mother. But since 2016, I feel disconnected from her. She's cold, sad, and empty. I think it's because my stepdad is alienating her from me. They stonewall me. They leave me in solitude while they love each other. I have no friends, no relationships with my parents. I want my warm and loving mother to return. Help. This one, it's called Be Honest. They're liars. They won't take accountability. They rewrite history. They deny reality. And I asked, did my mother and stepfather intentionally make my life a living hell? I think they are monsters behind their masks who got off from my pain and suffering. Are they deceivers? And Dr. Natural says it's hostile dependency. You really are suffering, but you are not being tortured. When you feel the constraints of your life, you bring charges of sexual perversity. And the last one is my mother's green bunny. Otto Greenberg, who's a low-functioning mental patient, says, my bowling score was 20. I suck at bowling. I'll never make the team. Otto is playing baseball in the next panel. He says, I suck at baseball too. I struck out. Strike? Otto says, nobody picks me for a team. I'm always last. Everyone rejects me. And as Green Bunny, his superhero secret identity, he says, it doesn't matter. I am a superhero saving the world. Woo! And that's the artwork from yesterday and today. Somebody says Andrew's father is going to pass away and his mom's going to put him in a group home. Somebody says his father is the only thing saving him and he doesn't care. Well, I just spoke to my father today. I had a friendly conversation with him, and he's getting. Well, I don't know if I should share this, but I guess I will because he's open about it. He got radiation treatment today, and all things. I mean, he was in good spirits, all things considered. And I was. It was a friendly conversation, and I listened, and I wished him well. I mean, what you're saying? I don't care. Obviously. All right. So, obviously, I want my father to get the cancer into remission. I want him to be healthy. I want him to beat the cancer's ass. What do you mean I don't care? Somebody says, you don't care that you're going to go into a home. Well, to be honest with you, I guess I'm invested in this delusion that I'm going to be a rich and famous movie star from social media content. I think it's going to pay off in a big way, and I'm going to be a superstar. So maybe that's the reason I'm not concerned. If I truly grasped the severity of my situation, I would be trying to find a job, any job, to make money so I'm not screwed when my parents die. I think the delusion that social media is my ticket to riches and fame is why I don't care, Somebody says, that's not a delusion, that's a hope. Yeah, it's a hope, but, I know, Dr. Garrett used to say, thinking social media is my ticket to riches and fame is a pipe dream. It's just not going to happen, But I'm convinced that, this is my ticket to superstardom. In fact, I want it to be. And in fact, like a gambling addiction, I'm investing all my time and energy into this hope. Erie says, you were a superstar in my eyes. Thank you, Erie. I appreciate that. At least Erie views me as a superstar. Somebody says, not with this attitude. You think the psych professionals would understand the belief comes before success? Well, I used to listen to rock musicians before they became famous, and they said they had to be completely delusional about their own worth. They had to be completely delusional that their music didn't suck, that they were geniuses, and eventually success came. And you might say the social media content isn't my ticket to freedom and independence and riches. But I definitely believe in my artwork, my social media content, my videos, my performance art. I definitely believe it's a gold mine, and I should be working for a major motion picture company. Somebody says, you would have better success gambling than doing what I'm doing now. Yeah, Patrick says, this is day 1005 and you're still not starting your life or taking steps towards independence. Instead, you make degrading videos about yourself for no reason. Somebody asks, have your parents seen the videos? So they want to know, have my parents seen the videos that Mama from OnlyFans, the sexual predator, requested I do? My mother commented, she said, why are you putting your head in the toilet and giving yourself a swirly? So my mother definitely was aware. She threatened to take the internet away, but she didn't. I don't know if my mother saw it or she saw my video where I described what I did. She didn't really go into details. Somebody says your mother needs to take away your internet. She needs to intervene. Somebody says your mother's making empty threats. You know. Somebody says you say this person's a sexual predator, but they're just a bully messing with your imbecile mind. Well, they probably are a sexual predator too. I mean, quite frankly. Chiba says they're not sexual predators. You're just projecting again. I had eyeballs who messed with me in a similar way in 2017, 2018. And my psychiatrist said this guy was probably a sexual predator who got off from my pain and suffering. And this person's clearly getting off from my pain and suffering on OnlyFans. Assuming Mama is not iBoss, that's exactly what a sexual predator is. They get off sexually from somebody's pain and suffering. So it's not projection. This person's literally getting off sexually from my pain and suffering. That's exactly what a sexual predator is and does. So, that obviously I shouldn't listen to sexual predators, because if you listen to sexual predators, they intend to hurt you, But to say this person isn't a sexual predator, obviously they are a sexual predator. It's just clear as day. Somebody says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're responsible for degrading yourself. Yeah, it doesn't mean, obviously I should, because I'm lonely and I like being an exhibitionist, and there's no other romantic interest in my life. Somebody says, this person really isn't romantically interested in you though, Andrew. They are. But she's a troll trying to humiliate a schizophrenic. Basically, they say you need to ask your parents to regulate your internet usage if you can protect yourself. Somebody says you're an adult. Grow up, Andrew. Stop talking to sexual predators on the internet. I'm going to block Chiba and Patrick again, quite frankly. I just don't like Chiba and Patrick. I know people say, oh, I should like them, but so somebody says just block them. So he says, you want to block people who don't want you to make a fool of yourself. Chiba says, I'm highly upset. I've just gotten back. Yeah, maybe I stigmatized you with, whatever. It doesn't matter. Giant Bic Lighter says, I'm going to block the only people in the world who talk to me because they are giving me good advice. Chiba says, be nice to me, Andrew. All right, let's change the topic, guys. I have Mama, the sexual predator, blocked on OnlyFans, and I don't intend to unblock Mama, the sexual predator. So it looks like that saga, for the most part, is done unless I unblock Mama. And they ask, what have I learned from this? I learned, don't trust sexual predators on the internet because they could have nefarious intentions. So let's change the topic. It displeases Mama that I blocked Mama, but, just keep Mama blocked. All right. So I'm gonna throw. I mean, I'm gonna have a bunch of people over my house this Saturday, which I'm excited about. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna throw a little party. At first, it was gonna be a pool party, but nobody wants to go in the pool. So we'll get pizza or Chinese food, and we'll hang out, and I don't know. We'll do something. What I mean, it's social. What can I do socially? Yeah, we'll hang out. Maybe we'll play games. Maybe we'll do artwork. Somebody asks, "Is your mother going to clean again?" I'll do my best to clean. Maybe my mother can put the finishing touches on, but I don't know if my mother will actually clean for me though. Yeah, we could play some games. Maybe I could get some games for us to play. I don't think we should be drinking, but I mean, I don't know. So somebody asks, will there be ladies at the party? There'll be at least one. There'll be at least one. Yeah, Mark is going to be there. Somebody says, play Jackbox games, the video game. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. The Jackbox games are fun. I think that could be a fun idea. I don't know how to load it up, but I think that could be a fun idea. Yeah, it's going to be good, wholesome fun. Obviously, we're gonna have a bunch of people over, and it's going to be a good, wholesome fun. Somebody says it's a big thing. You're having a gathering in your apartment. That's one step out of solitary confinement. Yeah. Yeah. So just keep on pushing. It's going to get better. All right. So it says take baby steps to making your life get better. It's going to get better. Baby steps, Chiba. Baby steps. Somebody says, will Christine, your mother, be chaperoning the that's a derogatory term, Erie, but I think my mother I'm probably going to be hosting the party myself. Erie, you shouldn't call us special education people. She used a derogatory term for low functioning people. I'm not going to use the term. I'm not to say we're low functioning. In fact, we're very high functioning. But yeah, don't use derogatory terms. Erie says, I apologize. You're not sorry, but okay. Patrick says, honestly, I think calling people low functioning is more derogatory. Erie called us retards, and I said we're low functioning. I think low functioning is better than using the retard word, quite frankly. So I mean, I didn't know what the politically correct term to use was. Chiba says, I like retard better, to be honest. Erie says, I meant retard in the medical sense. Chiba says she calls herself a retard every day. All right. Yeah, I think saying low functioning is a little bit nicer than saying retard, but okay, whatever. Somebody says, you call going places with people with mental health struggles the Dookie Bus. What the fuck, Andrew? Well, my mother actually originally called it the Dookie Bus. My mother's the originator of the Dookie Bus term. But I stole that phrase from my mother. We got iBoss in the house. Is this the real iBoss? iBoss says, you're a very bad boy, Andrew. the Dookie bus. I'm riding the Dookie bus to my mental health recovery program, the short bus. Somebody says, was your mother against the school putting you on the Dookie bus, the short bus? Iboy says, blocking a fine dominatrix like that? How dare you? The Dookie bus. The Dookie bus. I'm riding the Dookie bus. Iboy says, isn't this what you've always wanted, Andrew? Somebody says, Iboss is mama. So Iboss really was. So, is this really the Iboss from 2017, 2018? Is it real? I think mama from OnlyFans, not literally my mother. I think Iboss is mama from OnlyFans, not literally my mother. But is it the same Iboss from 2017, 2018? Somebody says his channel says created in 2015. Iboss says, yes, I'm the same Iboss from 2017, 2018. Somebody says, it doesn't matter if it's Iboss 2017, Iboss 25. They all know how to get to you. Somebody says, wait, it was Iboss that made you do those videos. So basically a man made me do the videos. It wasn't really a woman who's 28 years old from Rockville Center. So basically a man was getting off. No, I mean I had the fantasy. I had the fantasy it was a woman. I had the fantasy it was literally a woman. Well, I actually spoke to Iboss over the phone in 2017 and 2018 through not over the phone, but apparently he's from England. So somebody says, Erie says, I'm coming to a feeling of conviction. Mama was a man. Oh, that sucks. I see. I'm not into men. Somebody says, Mama is definitely a man. That sucks. See, I like ladies. I like women. Somebody says, I want to have a gay experience. That's what you said, Andrew. Careful what you wish for. Somebody said, Giant Big Letter says, you always worry that the sadistic persecutors are your family. Meanwhile, the sadistic persecutors are just people from England getting off to your pain and suffering. They're probably making fun of you. It was a targeted attack. They were way too specific to Andrew's vulnerabilities. Giant Big Ladder says he's a sadistic persecutor and you do whatever they ask. Basically, you're lonely, you're exhibitionistic, and these sadistic persecutors know how to feed my exhibitionistic side. And basically, they were sexual predators who were getting off from my pain and suffering. Mustard Tiger says, it's because all British people are gay. Everyone knows this. Cobras says, can't we just be hopeful for Andrew? Cobras. We got Cobras in the house. Well, I mean, Ibos or Mama was literally getting off. They even like in the OnlyFans chat. I mean, I could go back and read the chat, but he or she literally says, "I'm so wet and I am getting off to your pain." And I like they literally said, "I'm getting off." You know, so I mean that's as frank as it gets. I mean, in my mother and stepfather and father's defense, they never said we got off to your pain and suffering, but this mama or whoever mama is literally said they were getting off. You know, I mean, if that's not the smoking gun, I don't know what is. You know. Somebody says they were getting off watching me degrade and humiliate myself. Rusty asks, "Where is the bread?" Pete says, "Yum, yum, yum. That was some good tuna fish." Somebody says, you know, the Pikachu thing was the last straw. Rusty, I got a question. I know I created the archive channel. Did you upload to the archive channel or not really? Or you didn't get the opportunity to do that yet? Rusty says he got a bit busy after lunch. He'll hit it up when he gets home. Okay, cool. So for those of you who don't know, we're going to create an archive channel with all of my classic content. And Rusty's going to be putting a lot of hard work into it. I'm going to be doing a lot of the editing too. And hopefully you can see some of my older videos. Pizza Pasta says, "Thank you for providing the fans with your archive channel. He is very excited to see it." Cobra says, "Cool, can't wait." You know, Pizza Pasta says he was so sad when I deleted my old channel. Yeah, no, I mean, I would let other people upload as well, but I think we're going to leave this in Rusty's hands. I trust Rusty, and I think we're going to create a pretty cool archive channel. Pizza Pasta says, "Getting your old content back up is going to make a lot of people happy." Patrick says, "These are videos when you were more functional on the mega regimen of psychiatric medication." Pizza Pasta says, "Rusty is a solid guy and this would be a good step forward. I would trust Rusty with my life." Vitamin D asks, "Are there any videos where you talk about walking obsessively?" I'm sure there are, but there are 15,000 videos, and good luck finding a needle in a haystack. Good luck finding a needle in a haystack, guys. Good luck. There's no end to this rabbit hole. You fall down the rabbit hole, and you know you like even if you wanted to, you can't watch every single video. Somebody says, "Don't step on the hypodermic needle in a haystack. You don't want an HIV scare." Pizza Pasta says he's going to watch them all. I hope so. Giant Big Lighter said, "Not only that, you had everything indexed in folders and playlists." Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, there was a reason I had to delete my channel, and I did. But hopefully we can get some of it at least back up online. Somebody says, "Andrew, you should remove the videos of yourself drinking from the water dish." I don't like deleting videos unless I'm threatened with legal action. So I'm going to leave them public until somebody, threatens me with, because that's the reason I deleted the old Cell Waters channel, because I didn't want to get in legal trouble. I know I have most, if not all, the video. Well, a lot of the live streams from the old Cell Waters channel are lost. The live streams, but I have the DSLR videos all saved. Patrick says you should delete the water dish video for your own dignity. Rusty says he has the live streams saved. All right, cool, Rusty. Cool. Yep, we'll start uploading everything. Rusty's a good guy with good intentions. He's got everything until November 2024. All right. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to get this stuff back online. Pizza Pasta says, we are keepers of the lore. We will not let you down, Andrew. I'll get pizza. Nick asks, what's happening right now? Not much is happening, Nick. Not much is happening. Somebody says, nice jorts, Andrew. Nice jorts. Thank you. Erie asks, what type of food? Well, my food dish of choice, I eat tuna fish mixed with mayonnaise. That's my food of choice when I eat out of the bowl. Tuna fish mixed with mayonnaise. Lily asks, how are we doing, Andrew? I'm doing all right, Lily. I started walking around 2004, 2005. I started running in 2005. And I've been walking. I ran basically from 2005 to 2011. And I've walked ever since. So I've exercised since I was in high school, basically. La 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 la. All right, guys. Anybody want to go over to Discord and chat over Discord? We can get Lily, Rusty, and a bunch of people, or anybody want to head over to Discord? Lily says, sure. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's hop over onto Discord and chat over there. Okay, I'll see you guys in a second over on Discord. Rusty's gonna join too. All right, see you in a few minutes, guys.